brightness on an aggravated battery.
How you doing? And thanks for watching. This is George at Wicked Warnings, your #1 source for construction and safety LED emergency strobe lighting and equipment for cars, vans, trucks, buses, SUVs, and nice new Chevrolets like what you see right here. What you're looking at is a combination of a few of our products on this Traverse. This is a couple-year-old Traverse. It's actually not brand new. And what we have on the roof there is our Whelen Mini Bar in a 16-inch size. And in the grill, we're running our Razor LED in the amber white color. Now you can set that grill light to flash only amber, only white, or as you see, amber and white, both. You can also set those lights in the grill to alternate color if you prefer. For this build, I synchronized the color together because that was the look that I wanted to go after on this particular build. As you can see, we've also got a skip pattern on the roof on the Whelen Mini Bar. That way it adjusts and changes pattern to keep the attention grabbing of that mini bar mounted on the roof. There's a little off-axis shot. You can see just how well those Razor LEDs in the grill do off-axis. That's a very potent grill light containing 9 amber and 9 white LEDs. Very effective. It comes with a 90-degree bracket as well as a flush mount bracket. It also contains the popular flood mode, which we did not activate on this build. You can see here how we have roof mounted that Whelen Mini Bar. Now this is one of our older mini bars. It has an amber lens. The newer style is all clear lens, amber LED. And as you can see, very nice and low profile. We've mounted that mini bar permanently to the roof and ran the wiring inside on this vehicle. So it's an absolute trouble-free product. No more magnets and no more cigarette lighter cords getting slammed in the door or trying to route them through the door gasket. We've mounted that permanently to the roof to avoid any of the wiring through the doors. You can see here how we've used the included brackets that come with that Razor LED to mount right there in the grill. There's a little better shot there how we mounted that light right in the grill. If you have this year similar Traverse, you can do the identical install. Alrighty, out back as you can see, we also have featured our Thin-X in an LIN amber white configuration. You can see we are utilizing both colors, but that light also will allow you to flash only amber, only white, or combination of amber and white as what we're displaying here. You can get all three functions out of our Thin-X LIN as well as our Razor LED. And you can clearly see that light bar on the roof as well as the Thin-X. Now, we chose to put the Thin-X where we did because there is absolutely no way to mount any hideaway strobe inside that outer lens. And the tailgate hatch of this vehicle is quite often open during their course of work. So mounting anything into the rear window that would point upward when the hatch was open would be useless, and mounting anything in the rear hatch lights would also be useless because, as I said, that rear hatch is open quite often in this vehicle's daily usage. So let me show you what we did. So as you can see in the back there, obviously some surveying equipment and such. And as I said, pardon that earthquake, as I said, this vehicle is open quite often. So we have mounted 2 more of our Thin-X LIN in the bottom of the hatch. And we've synchronized all 4 of these lights to do the amber and white configuration together. We've split pattern the light because long distance warning isn't exactly needed for this particular vehicle. It's more about high and wide warning. So, and by synchronizing all of the colors on a slightly more relaxed pattern, which what we set it on is a double flash alternation. So the camera might not pick it up, but you can see it flashes 2 times on each side and then alternates color. And with all 4 lights synchronized together from far away, this will be a very bold amber white display. And of course, we have integrated the popular flood mode on these rear lights because They do work, as I said, quite often out of the back of this vehicle. So it was requested to have that flood mode. And as you can see, the hatch clearly blocking that roof light. So that was the reasoning for adding those lights into the bottom of the hatch panel. So when it's raised, we now have two Thin-X that are actually higher and farther apart in width than the roof bar was. So this should do a very good job of rear warning while the guys are getting equipment in and out of the back of this in their daily tasks. I know you're itching and dying to see how bright the floodlight is, so let me show you. Alrighty, what you're seeing is the shop lit up only by the floodlight of this vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. I'm gonna turn it back on. That is only the 4 Thin-X LIN. So that is how much light those 4 lights will put out. Easily enough to illuminate, I would average about a 4-car garage. And as you can see, the camera self-correcting there for the brightness. I also misspoke earlier, my own mistake. We did incorporate the flood on the front. I had simply forgot. As you can see here, that's the amount of light that the front razors are putting off. And as you can see here, there's no camera tricks. That is, in fact, the razor. As you can see, just the 2 white razors. That's what's illuminating that. I'm not running the fog lights or trying to do any kind of trickery on you. And that's the beam pattern on the wall, on the garage door. Kind of close, but that's what it looks like. Inside this vehicle, I wanted to do something just a little bit more unique because there really isn't very much on the dashboard area. As you can see, not too many places to drill a hole, put a switch. I was kind of thinking perhaps here or maybe along here, but this particular vehicle has this roof right here, and I just put my switches right in here. That one's for the flashing, as you can see. This one's for the flood. As you can see, only the roof light continues to flash. The roof light has no flood. And we just used our 3/4 flush mount switch right there. Put a simple label on it because, again, it is a fleet vehicle, so it will be driven by many. So thanks again for watching. If you made it to this far into the video, post a comment. Let me know you did. Let me know you're alive out there and you're still watching. I appreciate it. And thanks again for tuning in to Wicked Warnings. Be sure to check your description of the vehicle for all links to all these products so you can buy them individually and also buy them as a parts kit. That is a parts kit to build your vehicle the same exact way. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to subscribe, share, and contact Wicked Warnings because we're your #1 source for construction and emergency public safety lighting and equipment for cars, vans, SUVs, UTVs, anything you got, bring it in.